3, 2, 1, go. I
Go.
like Hey YouTube. So since I just found out that I'm pregnant again, I've really just been reminiscing about my pregnancy with Ollie, and just kind of wanted to share what happened in my pregnancy. So let's go back to last December, on December of 2013, right? No, 14. Oh my gosh, 2014! What year am I in? So December 2014, I went to the doctor because I was just having a few issues, and I thought I had cancer or something. I was tired all the time. I really wasn't feeling good. And just a few other things. So the doctor that I went to sent me for blood work. Well, they tested me for all kinds of stuff, checked my hormone levels and all that. She checked me mainly for PCOS because we were trying to get pregnant and we couldn't. So funny thing is though, she didn't test me for pregnancy. So I go back to the doctor when my test results came in, and you know, she tells me that I probably have PCOS. So she gave me a referral for an ultrasound, and this was like at the end of December. So I was extremely disappointed and really, really heartbroken at that point, you know, because it was like somebody telling me that what I have always wanted to do, I would never be able to do. And that was really, really hurtful. So needless to say, I go to work one morning and like I just don't feel good, and I'm like, I vomited already that morning. Like it was just like wave after wave of nauseousness, and everybody kept asking me, are you pregnant? And I'm like, oh my gosh, please stop asking me that, because like that's hurting my feelings, because no, I'm not pregnant. Like, just went to the doctor, she told me that I couldn't get pregnant. You know, my hormone levels were just really off, and there was just no way that I would be ovulating. So I went home from work early, and Tim went to work that day and brought home a pregnancy test, and just, you know, just to rule it out, because I thought that I was really, really sick. Like, I thought something was wrong with me. So I took the test the next morning. It was a Sunday, and like as soon as I set it on the counter, kind of just like this time, it popped up positive. But it was 6 o'clock in the morning. I didn't read the instructions carefully enough. Like, I had taken pregnancy tests before if my period was like 2 hours late, you know, just because I was just so excited and I just always wanted to be a mom. So I would just be like that crazy lady that was always testing every single month, be like, oh my gosh, my period isn't here yet, so I might be pregnant, when it was really like 18 days into my cycle. So let's see. I go and I'm like, Tim, and he like jumps out of bed because he knows that I've been sick and everything. And I'm like, come here, please. And he comes in the bathroom and he looks at it, and he like does a double take, and he's like, oh my gosh, babe, you're pregnant. And I'm like, what? No, it must be an error. Like, the test must be wrong. False positives happen. It has to be wrong. Like, the doctor just told me I can't get pregnant. This isn't right. No. So it was just like, was it a 1-pack or a 2-pack?
2-pack.
Okay, so it was a 2-pack
Like
pregnancy
the rapper.
test. It was a 2-pack. It was a 2-pack. It was a 2-pack pregnancy test. We're gonna cut that out. So it was a 2-pack pregnancy test, and I went to work all day, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I really might be pregnant. Like, and I'm looking up symptoms like on WebMD, and I'm like, wow, I'm nauseous, I'm super tired. But the thing was, though, that I had been bleeding for over 3 weeks, which I thought was my period. And it was like heavy period bleeding sometimes, and sometimes it was light, like coming off of your period bleeding. And so I was really confused about that. And I'm like, well, like, I just am not pregnant. Like, I didn't want to get my hopes up, but I was kind of excited about it. But I'm like, I'm gonna just have to test again. So When I got off work at like 11:30 at night, I come home and didn't I take the next pregnancy test that night? Okay, so I took the pregnancy test that night on Sunday night, and it popped up positive again. And so I'm like, the whole package must be defective. Like, there's just no way. So the next day, we went and got the digital clear blue pregnancy test, like the one that we took this time. And it, like, you know, the little timer was blinking on it, and it pops up pregnant, which I was so happy and excited. Actually, going back to Sunday night, when it came up positive, like, I cried. Like, I was so happy, and I was so thrilled, and I couldn't believe it. I just could not believe the test, first of all. I was pretty much in disbelief for my whole entire pregnancy with Ollie. So yeah, I just really couldn't believe the test, and I'm crying, and I'm just so happy, and I'm laughing, and I'm just thrilled. I'm tickled to death. So going back to the next day, it's blinking, you know, and it pops up pregnant, and then, you know, it tells you how many weeks since conception you are, and it pops up 3+. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm so pregnant. And I read the package wrong. Again, people read the package. I read the package wrong, and I'm like, wow, so it's like I'm 3 or more weeks pregnant. No. Since I already had the referral for getting my ovaries checked for cysts for PCOS, I went ahead and scheduled an appointment with the ultrasound tech here in our county. And I went there, and I told her actually that I had a positive pregnancy test. And you know, to be honest with you, I didn't really care for the doctor that I had went to, because when I called her after I got the positive pregnancy test, she was like, well, we don't even have pregnancy tests in our office, so if you want to buy one and bring it in and then test in our bathroom, and then I can read your test for you. I'm like, I took 4 pregnancy tests, and they were all positive, and saying, well, and 2 of them were saying over 3 weeks since the date of conception. Like, I'm pretty sure that I'm pregnant. So I just kind of never went back to her. So as you know, the lady is scanning my belly and everything, and I tell her about the test, and she scans over and she's talking to us, and all of a sudden, like I can see my bladder on the screen, and then I can see my uterus, and I see this big black bubble on the screen with like this little white thing in it, and she zooms in, and I'm crying at this point, of course, and she's talking to us, and she's measuring our little tiny baby in there, and she told us that our baby was like 8 weeks in gestational age. You could see his heart flickering. Well, the baby, because we didn't know it was a boy at that time, of course. You could see the baby's heart flickering. His little arm and leg buds were moving. That was that was such a touching moment, like, to experience that. I mean, first of all, I didn't even know that would happen that day. I didn't really even know what would happen, but I knew I had a referral for it, so why not? And that was, up until that point, that was like the best day of my life. Up until the point of that positive pregnancy test, then that was the best day. And then the ultrasound, that was the best day. I'm sorry, hubby. And that is us just finding out that we were 8 weeks pregnant. How surprising. I guess I missed a lot of the first trimester. So in my next video, I'm going to talk about our experience with trying to find the right care provider for us and for our beliefs and our wants and our needs. So make sure you subscribe to our channel and like this video, and that way you stay up to date with all of our progress with this pregnancy and learning about what happened in our last pregnancy and just getting to know who we are. Thank you. Bye.